Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to do a review video on Marvel's first movie that came out this year, just recently, Morbius. Yeah, so as usual, we're going to do spoilers, sorry, wrong way around, non-spoilers, spoilers, mid-credit, and then end credit. So yeah, we're just going to get into it because we've got so much to talk about, especially I think the credits and just about the movie in general, like, especially because I don't know, you might have watched it, you might be thinking what we think about it after we've seen it. But yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Just a quick note to say that we've actually published our website, www.thedebatehut.weebly.com. Do check it out. So we've categorized our videos on there. So we've got a Marvel debates category, a pranks category, and a reactions category, along with so many other categories because we've done so many different videos. So it's something for everyone. And if you got any suggestions, then leave that in our blog, which we've also got. So comment there. We'd love to hear from you, your thoughts, your suggestions, or anything really. And then we've also got an About Us page where you can learn more about each of us and what we do here at the channel. And don't forget to check out our Twitter at Debate Hut and our Instagram, the Debate Hut 2021. So comment, get in touch with us in either platform, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or even our website. So we're just going to get straight into it. Right, so we'll start off with some non-spoilery stuff. So what I've done is I've had a look at Rotten Tomatoes and just seen what people have been saying. So I've just picked out a few like key phrases and we're just going to say yes or no. So you can sort of get an idea of what we thought about it without saying too much. So I'll start off with underdeveloped characters.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Questionable visuals?
50-50.
I think I've got to say yes. Like on the most part, yeah. Fast?
There were some rush moments, so yeah, I would say so.
Yep, same for me. Humorless?
No.
Wait, are we saying no or yes?
Like, is it humorous?
No, yeah, okay, yeah. So we got to say it's not humorless. Oh, sorry, it is humorless, so yes.
Oh, I thought you said humorous. Oh, sorry. Yes, it's humorless.
Yeah, humorless.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yes.
Sorry.
It's my fault.
Entertaining?
No.
I've got to say yes, but not a lot. Dark?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I've got to say yes. And intriguing is the last one.
No.
I'd say yes. Sort of. Yeah, we'll get into it. But is there yeah.
Okay, next fuse here.
Yeah. But basically, I think it's just important because I think there are going to be people who will probably enjoy it because it's something new and stuff. But at the same time, I don't want to be that person who's probably going to say a lot of negative stuff when really it might have just been me personally or Grace as well, because both of us. But yeah. What do you think, Grace?
No, I think I'm kind of with you because I feel like for me, I just analyze the entire film. As a film student, I feel like I just experiment on like how it was directed. I just feel like I'm gonna think a lot, like very lots of negative feedback towards this film, and yeah, I feel like I could make like an essay of it.
Wow, that's pretty. Let us know down below if you want to see an essay from Grace.
Oh no. Oh god.
Right, I think we're just gonna hop straight onto the spoilers because I think
let's just get into it.
Yeah. Right. So spoiler time. I think the best way of describing it is it's sort of like Venom Let There Be Carnage, but less funny and just not as great. Like we thought I enjoyed Venom Let There Be Carnage, like don't get me wrong. I just thought it felt really short, which we knew in advance, but it really did feel like it was lacking in plot. And same here, we've got a really small and weak plot. But I guess at the same time, I'm sort of happy because like I didn't have to waste any more time watching it, which sounds really harsh. But I couldn't pay attention fully. I don't know why. I just couldn't like wasn't hooked onto it. I don't know.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing you see on television. You watch it for like a few seconds, and then you just click onto see something else. Thing
It's a good way of putting it.
The whole film, it had like a lack of story, because the only story there was about a man with a disease. He's trying to find a cure. He got it, and then he changes into something else. That's it. There should have been something like a second or third plot twisted in the story. But what's that adds in the mixture? It's like the lack of like motion, character. Like we had the characters, but we didn't really get to know the characters well. Like we got this character Michael Morbius, who has a disease, but we don't actually kind of see him struggling or has this like kind of desperation to find a cure, because he seems like he's really determined to find like an antidote, but we don't actually see like his feelings about it or any character about it. And then there's another thing, like there's this woman called Martina or something. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Martine, yeah. Like in Wikipedia, she says to be like the girlfriend, but truthfully, I thought they were just good friends. I had no idea they were meant to be very, like, they don't clearly state who these characters are, like, towards one another, that in a way.
There's undeveloped relationships, sort of, basically.
And recently, like before we watched it, we recently heard about what Matt Smith thought on the film, and he said like he felt like his character wasn't expressed well in the film, and we do kind of get that, because I actually did a bit of digging in the character in the comics, and he's meant to be kind of like this like man who has this great lust for power, and I felt like we see Matt Smith, he's meant to be the villain. He's living in like a luxurious house, but he does nothing really. If that makes sense, he could have been done. Yeah. I don't know, maybe like drug crime or something, just anything, but we didn't get much. I think it was just kind of like a waste of like seeing a clear villain's like motive, from being a guy who is desperate to be cured to being a psychotic villain.
Yeah, I've got to say, pacing as well. I didn't like so we started it off. The movie started off in Costa Rica, and they've landed in a helicopter, and they're going to capture these vampire bats. Then it went to 25 years ago, where Morbius meets Milo, and then it went back to the present. It was like it's just all over the place. I was like, why did he why? It doesn't make sense. Like, why would they do that to this to that? Like it could have been better put, if that makes sense. Like I just didn't get the whole point. Like I was confused.
The editing was bad, the directing was bad, because I feel like there were so many scenes missing before other scenes that happened. So like, for example, near the end where we see Martine was kidnapped, we didn't actually see her actually getting kidnapped. So
that would have been good to see.
They just skipped so many scenes that didn't really add up to the ones we actually watched in the film. So it was just stupid, really, like all that.
And then for me, like the final battle, I didn't even realize it was the final battle. For me, that sort of felt like the midpoint of the movie. And then I saw the credits and I was like, wait. And to be honest, like the final battle was rubbish. I don't know if it's just me, but I was struggling to actually see clearly like what was happening.
I agree.
Like it just looked too dark, but I get why it was dark. But at the same time, make it dark, but then make it also that I could see it. Like
I feel like the cameras weren't focusing enough on the characters fighting, and you know that kind of visual effect that they did when he's running fast or anything, kind of like that Quicksilver like visual effect. That was a good visual effects, I must admit, but I just feel like it was a bit blurry to see what's actually been happening.
Yeah, it just went too dark, and I was like, what's going on? Is he like fighting or?
And also, I feel like the subway fight felt like the final fight. One thing that really concerns me, I told you this before, is like the subway didn't look like New York. I've been to New York and it does not look like that. It looks like London Tube Station, to be honest. And I don't know, it just didn't look like that. I even checked online and it does not look like what we've seen in Morbius. So I'm not sure if they filmed it here or they just had a very, very weak location manager who just couldn't manage to book anything on filming the fight. And
I've got a. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say the one best thing I did really like about this film is Matt Smith. Not because I love the actor, because I loved him in Doctor Who was really great, but his performance was actually really great. Like, he kind of reminds me of like Kilgrave, like, because not just Doctor Who actors, but it's that kind of feeling they're really good at giving a great performance about, like, he's really sinister, he thinks he could get away with it. That's the kind of feeling I think we all dig for, really. Like, he's got this power, he can get away with it, no problem.
I wish we had seen him cause like more trouble.
Exactly, yeah. I feel like he doesn't express much more feelings. Like what Smith said, he didn't really connect with his character. Like, he's meant to have a great thirst for power, yet like all he did was just trying to annoy Morbius in a way, just trying to get him to see that it's okay to be a monster in the film. But he didn't really have an ambition, like a great ambition. Like, Venom was just trying to wipe out the entire universe. Loki wanted to be king. Milo, not much. He didn't have much to achieve. I'm sorry to say, but it's true.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But if, like, in the future, if they ever did like a Spider-Man film with like Toby or Andrew or Tom, and they were going to put Morbius as the villain, I'd rather have Matt Smith play Morbius, because I think he would be a really good villainous, like Morbius in the film.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know, for some reason I just see like a British person, like a British accent, like Morbius. I don't know. It just sounds more spooky for me, you know?
Yeah, I think most British actors have like the most sinister voice. I mean, Scar was played by a British actor. Who else played? Loki is British.
Loki, yeah. Venom. I mean,
true,
it's not, but yeah.
Is Tom Hardy British? He is, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so, I've got to say, I don't know, like from the start, I was struggling to actually hear what was being said by the characters. Like, I just couldn't understand what was being said. I don't know, like I wasn't sure like whether it was just me, like something happened to my hearing.
No, you're right.
I think it's like the music and the background noise was just too much. It was just too loud. So also, like, I would have liked subtitles, because I feel like I missed out on stuff, like probably not very important stuff, but at the same time it's like, you know, I just couldn't hear it. I don't know.
Also, I mentioned earlier they had like a lack of emotion, because for example, when Martine died, I didn't feel like if she was like Morbius' girlfriend, I feel like he didn't like very desperately like cry much or anything. It was, I don't know, it just felt like weak performance, not to be rude. Or when he found out that Milo was one who killed the nurse, I didn't see like the shock on Morbius' face. I just felt like they didn't give much performance as they should have. If they did give a tad more, then it would have been a bit better film, to be honest.
Yeah, and what I want to know is like, is this leading into the second film or whatever? I don't know what's happening next.
I think they did.
But basically, like, so the whole point was that he can't have artificial blood for forever, because it's not going to work. So what's happening? Like, I feel like we should have had that mystery should have been solved in this first film. We should have found out like what happens. Like, he was going to kill himself. That was the plan. He was going to kill himself, but why doesn't he? Like, is it that his vampire self is controlling or what? Like, this is the stuff that like enough stuff that Grace talking about. This is stuff that we should have had. Like, it's missing so much.
Yeah. You know what else is missing? The fact that we didn't see much like cameo of like Spider-Man or anything like the ones we see in the trailer. And we saw like an art like image of Spider-Man with some mud on over it. And we were also hyped guessing about like which universe this is in, and it still didn't reveal.
And the Oscorp Tower as well. That wasn't in there either, was it? I don't think I saw it. Yeah. Yeah, it's very misleading, this trailer. I don't know, maybe it's because of like the reshoots or what they're planning to do next, but it sort of like hyped it up when really
the directing was lazy, the editing was lazy, and the writing was quite lazy. I'm sorry, but it's true. That's why you got a low rating.
And I can't help but wonder, like it does need an origin story, but I can't help but wonder if maybe this shouldn't have been a movie, but instead like a TV show or something. Because I can see like they could do like one or two episodes for like each villain, sort of like an origin story or something, instead of doing like a movie. And then I feel like this is why the first Spider-Man film did really well, because they had both origin stories in there. Like I don't see why they couldn't just, I just feel like I don't know if there's a need for these origin stories. I don't know. Like Venom, but it's unfair because Venom did really well, so I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like even after that and all of this, I feel like where's it gonna lead to? That's the question. Like they're doing a Sinister Six film, but what is that gonna lead to really? Because I don't think Sony has a big plan as the Marvel Studios usually does.
But saying all this bad stuff, I've got to say that I was really interested and intrigued by the character, and like the fact that he suffers from this rare blood disease, and he's like the creator of the artificial blood. He's like contributed a lot to the world, sort of like a humanitarian. Then he wants to save his friend Milo, but like Grace said, like even though we get all that intriguing stuff, and like they've got to build on that. They can't just leave it at that. All right, I think we're ready to go into the mid-credit. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to head straight into the mid-credit. So a little refresher. So in case you haven't seen it and you just want to know, or in case you've just forgotten because you might have fallen asleep like I was about to as well. Like, I literally was, okay, we're not going to get about me. So Adrian Toomes magically appears in a cell and then gets released in this. He's in the Venom Morbius universe because he gets released because he hasn't done anything wrong in that universe because his crimes are in the MCU. So yeah, that was the mid-credit.
Yeah, there's so many questions that were running in our heads during that time.
Yeah, like how did he get there? Like how did he get to the Sonyverse from the MCU? Like, it doesn't make sense because the spell, like, took everyone back to where they came from. So, like, why did he not return to the MCU? Like,
it's stupid. And then if we link that to, like, the post-credit scene, we see Morbius meeting the Vulture, like, in the field. And the first thing that came to my mind was, where the hell did he get his costume, like his outfit? I mean, did it came along with him, or maybe there's more villains from the MCU that passed on? I mean, it's really confusing, and this makes me wonder, like, did Mysterio came in like before his death or something? I don't know. Is it gonna did it do something else? It's just really tangled up at the moment.
Yeah, but I guess at the end, like, we sort of know that they're setting up the Sinister Six, and I feel like we've sort of already had sort of like peeks at who's going to be joining the Sinister Six. Like, we've already got the first two, like we've got Morbius and we've got Vulture, and then we know that Sydney Sweeney's joining the Marvel Universe as well, like to be someone in Madam Web. The idea is she's going to be Black Cat maybe, or Gwen Stacy. So
yeah.
So basically,
like
Vulture,
Venom,
Morbius, Venom, Kraven, Rhino, Black Cat. Because Rhino and Black Cat, we saw them on the newspaper.
Oh yeah.
So that's my theory. I don't know.
But I'm just thinking, like, because I'm not sure, because you haven't seen the Suicide Squad, and it's like a bunch of bad guys fighting for good. I mean, is that going to repeat that, like, for like the Sinister Six? I just feel like, I mean, I don't want to see that again because we already got the DC Suicide Squad. I just feel like this group is better off like as just villains fighting for evil, fighting for their own selfish ambitions. and fighting against Spider-Man. I mean, I don't want to see another Suicide Squad, but based in like Marvel. Just I want them to be like their own original thing based on the comics. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And I guess the main thing is like, who's going to be the Spider-Man in this universe? Because we know that Tom Hardy himself, like, he said that the next film for Venom or like in a future film, he's going to be fighting a Spider-Man. So we're going to get one. And according to the director as well, Morbius's director,
also
he said that we're going to find out soon. So I guess we're just waiting to see.
That's one thing I noticed, like in the post credits. So when when the Vulture mentioned Spider-Man, and I noticed that Morbius didn't question who is Spider-Man. So that told us that maybe he knows there's a Spider-Man actually in his universe. Because I think he also mentioned Venom at one point.
I mean, that's the thing I couldn't figure out, because that was in the trailer for sure. But I don't think actually in the movie he actually mentioned Venom.
I think he did. You know, when he was in like this lab with like all those like young, like hoodie boys, he knew.
But did he actually say Venom's name?
Well, he said I am Venom, and then he shows like his vampire face. I think that was just a little like laugh.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought I definitely
didn't clearly hear it, to be honest.
Exactly. That's the same thing. That was definitely in the trailer though.
I do think there's a Spider-Man in that universe. I'm not sure who. It could be Andrew. I really hope it's Andrew.
Yeah.
Because he needs to find an alien.
I mean, why would they tease that? It's a tease, isn't it? So it must be. It makes sense for him to be as well. Like everybody's really, really wants him to be.
Or it could be Milo Morales, because they mention him in Far From Home. So it could be him. We don't know, but still, it'd be great.
Wait,
to
Far
see.
From Home or
No Way Far Home. From Home. No Way Home. No Way Home. Sorry, my fault. There's so many homes in the titles.
Yeah, Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home. What's the next one? Come Back Home.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Home Alone. But he won't be alone, would he?
Well, he sort of is, isn't it? After the final.
No, but I mean, since we saw the little drop of Venom. If you get what I mean.
Okay. So at the end of the day, I think for me, what I'd say is if you're really interested, then watch it. But if you're someone who's just like, I don't know, because the thing is, like, some people are gonna enjoy it because they just started. Because different films are not for everybody. Like, tons of people hated Eternals. I loved Eternals. So I guess don't be put off by the critics, but at the same time be a bit hesitant as well, because chances are you're not gonna like it as much as you think you might.
Yeah, you're right. So guys, hope you enjoyed listening to our review. And before we leave, I want to say a big thank you for those who have watched the video of Does Belle Have Stockholm Syndrome? We have managed to reach 200 views, which is brilliant, because that's one of our videos who had reached the highest views. So we hope to get more in our other videos. And also, before you leave, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And please leave a comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts and theories about Morbius, and like what your expertise about like what else we could see in the near future about the Sinister Six, or if Venom or Spider-Man might be involved. So until next time, see you later. Bye.
Bye.